we're gonna talk about that time that I got lost in the forest with one of my very good friends, Hector. So let's take this story back to the night before. I hadn't seen my friend Hector in over 5 months or maybe 6 months, I don't know. So I text him, hey, we should go on an adventure. He's like, let's go hiking. He finds Skyla National Forest. It's this forest in New Mexico. I'm like, cool, let's go there. Next morning, 6 a.m., I go to his house, pick him up. We're driving over, we get some sandwiches on the way. Then on the way over there, Hector finds out that there's hot springs at this national forest, but then he tells me that it's a 7-mile hike down and then a 7-mile hike up. Totally be 14 miles. Obviously, if you guys know how to put 7 and 7 together, it makes 14. But I'm like, hey, it's so early, we can definitely walk 14 miles and make it back before sundown. Little did we know that this forest was huge, but more on that later. We get to the forest, we start walking, it's a bunch of uphills, it's a beautiful, beautiful forest. Let me show you guys a few drone shots that I took.
Something about the way you move makes me wanna feel your groove. Something about the way you dress, baby, got me feeling like a mess, baby.
So as you can see, beautiful forest. We start going down and there's some snow, there's some ice, all sorts of things. I fell in the ice, that was a lot of fun. Now to get to the hot springs, we had to cross a river. And keep in mind, it was freezing cold that day. We did not have any equipment to cross a river. So we literally just take our shoes off and go through it. Sometimes we got on top of tree branches and tried to cross the river.
Something about the way you move.
We had to cross this river 12 times. And at one point we just fell in the water and we're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just walk through it. We go through it and when it's time to go back, we notice like, oh shit, the sun is setting. We have to go back. We start going back and around this time, it's around 6 p.m. The sun goes down really early in the winter, as you guys know. We're heading back and we still have like what, maybe 5 miles to go. We're still chilling, but then all of a sudden it's pitch black. And I don't know if you guys have ever been in a forest at night without any lights or anything like that. You put your hand in front of you and you can't see anything. It feels horrible. Don't ever do it. But luckily I did have my flashlight with me, so we start walking. We're sort of still chilling and whatnot. It's like 7:30 by now. We've been gone all day, haven't texted our parents all day. We're exhausted because at this point I think we've walked like 16 miles already. We do not know where we're going, and you know, it gets kind of scary. I'm not one to be afraid of the dark, but I'm afraid of the dark now. Shit. 8 p.m. comes around the corner. We're exhausted by now. We've been walking all day, carrying huge backpacks. And I told Hector, we have to come to a verdict. Do we want to spend the night here or should we head back? He tells me no, like our parents will be worried. We have to go back. So we keep walking. We stumble upon this guy who has a fire, a huge fire. Literally like 3 people in the whole forest. Hector and I, and then this random guy who has a fire going in the middle of the night. We go up to him, we warm up a little bit, then we head on out again. What sucked about the whole experience is that we kept bumping into these dead ends and we didn't know what to do. Luckily, Hector's a super smart guy and he had the idea that we should just follow the tracks, the snow tracks, the snow footsteps that we left in the morning, and they were all still there. So we kind of just, at around 8:30, I was dead. I was so close to fainting. Thing is, we didn't have a lot of water and I was really dehydrated from walking all day, and Hector just kind of kept walking. He sort of started like jogging and I'm like, dude, how do you even have the energy to jog right now? Starts jogging, I'm kind of losing consciousness, then all of a sudden he says, yo, over here. And I'm like, dude, this better not be a joke. Sure enough, I walk 5 more minutes because he was really far away. I walk 5 more minutes and the car is right there. And I'm like, oh my God, we made it out of the forest. So then we get in the car, I try turning on the car and it doesn't turn on. No, I'm just kidding, it turned on. That would have been disastrous. We're driving out. Now it was like a 30-minute drive out of the woods till I had service again, till Hector and I had service again. So we made it out of the woods by 9 o'clock. Then I called my mom. Hector calls his mom. Hector's mom is crying. My mom is crying. Literally, my mom is so pissed off. Probably have never heard her or will hear her more pissed off than she was at that moment. I speak to my dad. He's also upset. The thing is, I hadn't told him where I was going. Hector hadn't told his mom where he was going. We were in another state, in a forest that not a lot of people know anything about. So they were just worried. They hadn't heard from us since 6 a.m. and it was now like 9 p.m. So I guess they had reason to worry. What I didn't know is that my parents had contacted like all of my friends. So literally I hang up the phone, and all of a sudden I get like 50 messages from almost every friend that I have. My parents had contacted one of my best friends, and that best friend contacted like 10 of the people I know, and they were all looking for me. So many text messages, so many voice calls. It was absolutely crazy, and it was stupid and irresponsible on my behalf, and I guess on Hector's behalf, even though I brought him on this adventure. And then my parents and Hector's parents had already called the police, and it was just literally, it felt like the whole city was looking for us for just missing that like time span. Luckily the police told my parents that they can't start a search until you've been missing for 24 hours, which kind of worries me because a lot can happen in 24 hours. Anyway, going off topic. Anyway, just a crazy day where we ended up having to walk over 17 miles because we got lost in the forest. Our shoes were soaked, we were freezing. As soon as we got in the car, we took our clothes off. Well, I mean, we still had like our boxers on, but you know. That was probably one of the scariest days of my life, not because I was lost in the woods, but because of what could have happened if I hadn't shown up when I did. I don't know what my parents would have done. I don't know what my friends would have done. Everyone was freaking out, which I'm thankful for, of course, but it was just a crazy experience. And yeah, that's just a story I wanted to share with you guys. Just a fun story. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, well, of course you like it. Just like this video, hit the like button, hit the bell, the notification bell, subscribe to this channel. It means the world to me. Come back tomorrow, guys. I'll post another new video, but until then, peace out.